look at that. I have all of these. So every Netflix series would be one topic, one article in my SuperMemo collection, right? It's okay, what do I want to watch first? Okay, first this, then Worst Roommate Ever, then The Fall, Murdered by the Coast, So I just have everything, my entire collection. Let's reduce it of just what is in this screen because Netflix is huge. So I'm just changing the order of my repetitions. I will do one repetition, watching one episode of this, another episode of this, and so on, right? So let's say that The Worst Roommate Ever is my third choice, meaning that before this, I want to watch Crime Scene and Catching Killers. Okay, so when I will watch these, then I will move on to that. In SuperMemo would be, when I do the repetitions of this, that is outstanding, repetitions of Crime Scene that are outstanding, if I keep using SuperMemo that day, I will have Worst Roommate Ever. Nice. And then I will move on until the very least important for me, which will be extremely weak. Oh, that's so long. Let me use this as an example. The Tinder Swindler. Okay. And if I don't finish my repetitions that are outstanding today, I won't ever see that. I won't do the repetitions on this article or Netflix show. Nice. Now, let's pretend that I discover something else that sparks a lot my interest in Netflix. Let's do La Casa de Papel. In English, it's called... Oh, what's it called in English? Oh, wow. Look at that, Marley. Oh, wow. That is from Catalonia. That is one of the very few Catalan shows you can get on Netflix. Good to know. So let's say that this sparks my interest. In this case, because they are using my native language, right? Just for this, it's biased. That huge incrementally boost the priority. Is now I want to watch this because it's Catalan and it's Netflix. It's just one of the very few opportunities. Let me see what it is about because it's the first season, first episode, right? Nice. So now if I want to watch this episode, I will have increased the priority. Let me go back to crime. So I had my top 3 choices. So now Marley, this TV series, will be number 1. Let's do the maximum example. Top 1 choice. It will be the first one. So The Worst Roommate Ever, it is still on the same sequence, relative sequence. It is after those TV shows I had before. I just added one on the queue. Therefore, all items in the priority will shift one position. If instead of top priority would be top 10, let's say it is 1, then the first 10 will be untouched. And starting from the 11th, from there, will shift one position in the priority queue, right? So now, if I want to do one rep about Worst Roommate Ever, I first need the Marley, the Catalan TV show, then Catching Killers, So I need to do 3 repetitions, assuming everything is outstanding. Let's simplify the case, right? Now the question is the priority of Worst Roommate Ever different, as in absolute value? No. What's different is the relative value of this priority, if this makes sense. Let's put a number. I want to watch this 100, one random value. This is was my second choice. That is 120. And that was my top choice. And let's say 150. Now I have the top choice of Marley, the Catalan show. And let's say that it's 3000, something crazy. Because it's, oh wow, I had no idea that Netflix had Catalan TV shows, that language was covered in Netflix. So this is super novel to me. It's not that just this exact particular show. It's just the overall concept of this language being on Netflix. So this is bypassing lots of priorities. Even if I just want to see it, I don't know if I will like it. but it's Catalan. It's been years since I haven't watched Catalan television. That's genuinely true. I'm not making this for the example. So going back, I said 100, 120, 150, and then 3000. Okay. Then let's pretend that to fall. So some friend suggested this show to me. Is okay. Let me watch 5 minutes while I'm cooking or whatever, right? Because it's not big priority. I'm just exploring. So therefore, I don't even pay attention. I'm just cooking. I'm multitasking. You know what? Oh, this is suspenseful and so on. Oh, wow. Now I'm invested in the plot, right? So I will increase the priority. That was my top 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. My top 9, let's say. So my priority now it's 102. So this will make it third in this list between Crime Scene and Worst Roommate Ever, or fourth if I have the Catalan show. Now I cannot put it here because of how Netflix works. What happens is that now I have 3000 of the Catalan show, 150, 120. Then this will become 102 and 100. Therefore, the fall will be higher priority than Worst Roommate Ever, just by a tiny 2. But what this changes, this will shift. Worst Roommate Ever will shift the position in the priority queue. Yet the value is still 100. That hasn't decreased. It could decrease if I want to this, it's very boring. Every single episode is the same schema over and over again, so it's very repetitive and so on, and I want to move on. This will be decreased. But in the example I'm saying, I just discovered something novel that is even higher, but that doesn't overrule the fact that this other show still have the same priority. It's just now I want to watch something else before this show. That before that, I had no clue. I know that show, it was in the list, but I didn't watch any minute. So I don't know. For instance, I Am a Killer. I don't know if I will like this, right? But before exploring if I will like this or watching a trailer, before of that, I will want to watch these 3 shows. And when I'm finished, perhaps I will explore and watch the 5 minutes and so on. So going back to SuperMemo. Now, this doesn't look that awesome, right? It's just text in knowledge tree and whatever. But it is the same concept. Now I invested what is Merli, the TV show. I think this is something about religion or mythology. Let me actually search because I generally don't know what it is. I think in English it's with N. Oh yeah, look at that. Merli, it's a television series produced by Catalan channel TV3. I don't know how it's pronounced in English. TV3, I'm assuming. Let me look at that. About philosophy teacher of same name who encouraged students to think freely using philosophy. It's okay. It's about the schooling. I'm really interested in schooling because of the coercion versus free learning. Wow. Now, I'm really curious to know how Catalonia or this Catalan channel portrays what is freedom or to think freely in a coercive environment because the setting is in a school. So I'm really curious how they portrayed this stereotype and so on. So now it's even huge because it's not only a language, my native language. That's already a big deal. Is that the topic is also a big deal. So if this was, German, it will be still very high priority. Not that much because it's in another region and the language won't be my native. But the concept of what is to think freely in a school setting is still very high. And look at that. I watched this movie, Dead Poets Society, is influenced. Nice. So now I have more information to make what is called knowledge valuation.